Hello, in this video I'm going to go over what is sound and what are the properties of sound. So feel free to have your notes out and be ready to pause when you need to write down notes. What is sound? Sound is a disturbance that travels through medium as a longitudinal wave. It is dependent on temperature, stiffness, and the density of the medium it's traveling through. This means that sound is going to travel more slowly at lower temperatures. It's going to travel faster in stiff media. So this means steel is stiffer than wood, and therefore steel will allow sound to travel better than wood. It's also going to travel farther in stiffer media. And finally, it's going to travel slower in denser materials. So that means if an object has more mass, it's going to travel more slowly through it. What are the properties of sound? The first property of sound is pitch, which is a description of how high or low the sound seems to a person. A high-pitched sound you can think of as something like a bird. A low-pitched sound would be like the sound a cow would make, so a high pitch versus a low pitch. It depends on the frequency of the sound wave or how fast the source is vibrating. So here you can see the difference between low frequency and high frequency and ultra high frequency. You see greater waves, more waves appearing when you have a higher frequency sound. And the other chart that you see here is just an example of the range of hearing. So what is the frequency of sound that humans can hear compared to dogs, the mouse, and some other animals? Loudness is the second property of sound, and this describes your awareness of the energy of a sound. It is dependent on the energy and the intensity of the sound wave. So what exactly does that mean? Energy. The harder you hit a drum, the more energy is going to be transferred, and therefore the sound is going to be louder. Intensity is the amount of energy a sound wave carries per second through a unit area. So what does this mean exactly? This means that the closer you are to the source of sound, the greater the energy, and therefore the louder the sound will be. So if we look at this picture, the closer you are to the stage, the more intense the sound is going to be, and the louder the sound is going to be. The farther away, the less intense the sound, and the lower the sound is going to be. And finally, it's important to note that loudness is measured in something called decibels, or D-B. There's a tenfold increase anytime you go up by 10 decibels. This means a 10 decibel sound is 10 times more intense than a 0 decibel sound, and so on. Also important to remember that sounds louder than 100 decibels can cause damage to your ears. And here you can see different sounds and the loudness associated with that sound. So you can see the rock concert headphones at peak volume, which means maximum volume, is about 120 decibels. So I really hope that you are not listening to me right now at maximum volume, because it's going to damage your hearing if you do so. All right, so there we have it. Those are the properties of sound and what sound is. I hope you've paused and taken some notes, or you're about to go back and do that now. Thank you.